voice say, I love you so. Good evening and welcome to the Voices of Change. How are you doing, Elliot?
I'm absolutely wonderful, Janice. How are you?
You know, they said it was going to be raining all day and all for the whole weekend, and we've had some good weather, right?
Some very good weather. We had a little rain this morning, but it
Yeah, we had
wasn't
rain.
like,
But it's nice now.
yeah, it's real nice.
Thursday was nice. Friday was nice. I think it was a little rain, maybe.
A little rain. Saturday was really
Saturday
nice.
and today. So this has been a good weekend.
Yeah, let's hope tomorrow.
It's
Same
been
kind of
an
thing.
exciting week too because we have a new mayor.
Yeah, and she's making her round.
Man,
She has been
she
making
has
her rounds.
that lady got energy.
And it's funny because I think we talked about her coming to particular churches that she hadn't come to,
Yep.
but she's been showing up.
Showing up and showing out.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like,
impressed.
it's time to get the
I
together.
am. I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed. She was over here on the west side in Austin yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. Come on, Lori.
She has been getting around. You know, this has been a bittersweet week. As we celebrate Memorial Day, we have to applaud for all the ones that served.
Yes.
And all the ones that gave the ultimate sacrifice. We have a lot of those, and we forget about those that that may have incurred because of Agent Orange and different things that are maybe suffering still the effects of the different wars.
Yes.
And, you know, so we have to also lift them up in prayers and those that are gone, and also people that are gone. I lost my aunt this morning.
Really?
Yeah, she had been ill, and she was such a warrior. And what she left us with was, you know, to just live each day.
Yeah.
Live each day. My name is Jan, and I'll be your host this evening.
And I'm Elliot. I guess I'll be your co-host this evening.
And we have a special coming.
A very special guest.
This lady's like celebrity status.
I mean, like up there.
Way up there. I mean,
Obama.
She has her own show. He said, she said, and not only that, she is don't let me mess it up because you know I will. The executive producer of Intellectual Radio.
She's the bomb.
Station. She is, yeah. And she's going to be here with us, Wanda.
Wow.
We're excited about that. So we're going to bring her in as soon as we're done with this intro. The song that you heard when you tuned in, when it first came on and we first went live was, of course,
Dante Hall. Dante, if you're watching, you have a forever friend. No, not just a fan, but a forever fan.
A fan.
In Janice.
And I am so proud and excited to announce that St. Agatha is going to be releasing a CD, a gospel CD. And I'm just over the moon with that.
Are you leading a song on the CD?
We're talking about it.
Dennis, give her a song. Don't talk about it. Give her a song. I will come if she is leading a song.
Did you say did you say that again? You said
I said it. If Janice is leading a song, I will come. Well, Dennis, give her a song.
Well, Dante Hall is going to be also singing with the St.
That's
Agatha choir.
Fun.
I am so excited. He has a date on recording, November 8th. November 8th.
Okay, yeah.
That is the hard date for it. So we're just over the moon with that. We start rehearsal in a month or two, in 2 months. So
I'm going to do my Luther Vandross impression. Ooh, in the background.
You could just do my soul.
We can't do that, Jay.
I know, but I
have to sing a different song when I come back.
Okay. Yeah, when you come back. When are you coming back?
Whenever y'all call me. You know that.
You can't come back when we call you because you already play it.
If I know in enough time.
Okay, give me a day and I'll have you come back.
You give me a day,
okay,
and I'll work it out.
I will.
This is what we go through every time we talk.
Now, everyone has heard that, and this scripture is just right in line with that. It's John 14:14, and it says, "If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it."
Now, let me tell you something.
wait, what you talk? Wait, what you mean? Tell me something about what? By scripture? Wait, go on, tell me.
I always have a going joke. When my friends say, when they come to me about stuff, they said, "Well, the Bible say you have not because you have not." I said, "The Bible didn't say come ask me. It just say ask." And it said who to go
to. This scripture specifically says, "If ye shall ask anything
the
in
Lord,
my name,
in the Lord's name, thank you.
I will do it."
Not mine. So don't ask me in my name.
Ellie.
I ain't gonna get nothing. I can't get you nothing.
Well, you know what? I don't have to ask you because you've already said in front of me, God, and a million people that if we have a date, you'll come and say.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Amen.
It is done. All the time. You know what? You are so special.
Well, thank you. I try. Amen.
we we are going to take a quick break and come back with the news you can use. Today we have an exciting show. It's a
Hmm.
show that I really found a little difficult just trying to get the theme together because how it happened was somebody all my family's in Atlanta and I had to work so I couldn't go.
Oh.
But anyway, all of them are in Atlanta having a good time. Hey fam, I hope you guys are listening. But everyone's there and we were having a discussion yesterday about an older woman over 40 that found love online
Hmm.
and wired this man $80,000 to buy a house for. So we are going to talk about being scammed
I
online.
need to meet that woman here. She just got 80,000 laying
Oh,
around. I need to meet her. I got some loans. I need you to help me.
yeah, but you know what? Think about it. Think about it.
But no,
Women,
yeah.
women between the ages of just 40 and over, many times they're divorced. They may be lonely. Some of them have worked in a place 20 or 30 years. They may have a $500,000 up there saying, where should I invest this? And they start asking
Invest.
people, where should I put this money? I want to move it out of this. And when you do that, you're opening yourself up.
True.
But there's scammers out there anyway that kind of know your business.
Joey
So
of the scammer.
so that's what we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about another thing, and I can't wait till our guest host comes in here too. We're going to talk about when is it okay for a girlfriend to give a man money? Give a man, loan a man, however you want to say, to transfer money, to give money. You
But
ask me
can
for a
we
hundred
also
dollars.
flip that?
Why are we going to flip it?
Because we often I'm the wrong one. You have me up here now.
Oh,
Because
jeez.
we often make that the thing, but do we often talk about when is it okay for the man to give his girlfriend money?
Well, that's and somebody mentioned that,
Uh huh.
and I do understand how the gender roles are changing, but traditionally, man is a provider.
But it's funny how when we get to situations like that, we don't call that a double standard, but anything else, oh, that's a double standard. You
Okay,
can't do that.
okay, so
I'm
we
just
we are
saying.
going to talk about. I mean, think about it. If you had a daughter and she went on her first date with this guy who she really liked, would you want her to pull out her purse and pay the bill?
I mean, and I
Why?
get it. I get it. I get it.
Okay.
But in this day and age, you have young ladies that would do that. Because I just got done talking to my goddaughter who says, I'm driving myself to prom. I said, wow. And I don't think it's because she don't have it in. I'm pretty sure she has one. But she's like, I'm driving myself to prom. I'm like,
Well, maybe she don't want to go with anybody. She wants. I understand that.
and that's the thing that's becoming a thing too. Like these
And
females are
and I
not going on prom with
well,
anybody.
I think I look at it both ways because when I was in school, a lot of times if you didn't get invited to the prom, you didn't go. So now
True.
they say, wait, if I don't get invited, if I don't have a date for whatever reason, I'm going to buy my $400 dress, dial myself up, and I'm going anyway. I applaud them. Okay. And we
All
will
right.
go on a quick break and we'll be
Go
right
ahead. Go
back
on. Go on break.
right after. Right back with the news you can use.
Ooh, baby, this is
Think
gonna be
about
a
how
show
many
today.
people didn't go to the prom.
But see, we
You
didn't.
probably went to 10 proms.
I went to one prom.
Okay.
If I and matter of fact, I didn't even take it. Like, I tell you what I do. I'd expect a whole lot of love out of you. You got to treat me good, and I'll be good to you. There's a whole lot of things you and I could do, baby. Beautiful. When you get right down to it, yeah. This is gonna be some kind of show.
And we'll be back with our special guest. That's what I'm just so excited about. not going to talk about each news story. We don't have a whole lot of news stories today. We have a few of them. And here she is, Miss Wanda.
Wanda.
I have so many questions. You guys were like getting into it, and I'm like, wait for me,
What?
wait for me.
No. Please,
I was like,
please,
like
ask-
double dutch
ask-
over there. I want to get in.
You gotta feel,
We'll go back.
don't
with
be
the
mashing
flow,
your
but-
potatoes too long. You got to come on in.
No, but you know what? But I mean, I understand what Elliot, I think what he's saying is that women are so independent now, they'll just take themselves and drive. And I think that's a good thing.
And there's nothing wrong
Because
with that.
do you remember a lot of people not going to the prom?
I do, and not being asked and feeling left out or someone didn't ask you. So I do applaud the ones that are brave enough to, if you want to call it being brave, to say, you know what, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna
Right.
take myself to the
Yeah,
prom
yeah.
and go by yourself. And then there are a lot of people going as groups
Right,
now.
right. And I think
Which
that's
is
And that
nice
was
another
happening
thing
when I was
that's
going to
helpful.
prom 15, 16 years ago.
Oh well, and I think that
Shadiness, ma'am.
no, there was
Shadiness.
no. That's not. But I think that's nice. But I think about all the people who don't have that picture and that memory and that whatever. So I think it's a good thing.
I mean, it is.
And you're thinking that she probably had 10 guys to ask her, but she don't want to go with any of them.
More than likely.
And maybe
I know
she
my
don't.
goddaughter. She probably don't.
And maybe she don't.
The one that's going by herself probably doesn't have too many people.
I mean, well, my goddaughter's in the stuff. She probably either they've asked her, she doesn't want to come, but
Well,
sometimes
and that too. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Let me change that. The ones that ask you usually aren't the ones
You
you
wanna
may
go
want to
with.
go with.
Right,
They're the
right.
ones that's
now.
more
lined
than
up.
likely that may
So
be
let
her
me
case.
change that. You
Right.
go.
Right.
Or
Right.
there have been, I know for me, some that may have asked that you don't feel comfortable with. It's not
Right,
that
right.
you want to have a pleasant time,
Right. And not be under any
and
pressure. To,
any pressure for that
whatever.
night
Right.
that they're asking for the
Right.
wrong reasons. So you say I go by myself. So I commend her
I
for
too.
saying,
Yeah.
you know
I do
what,
too.
forget you.
Yeah.
I'm not going by myself.
Hey.
You know, I was checked in church today.
Uh-oh, what
I
you
haven't
do?
been checked in church in a long time. So this couple got married. A little cute little couple from church, and Calvin and those guys were telling us how the vows were just so nice. So what did they say? So he said, well, they were saying, you know, I knew the first time I saw you, I would be with you the rest of my life. I'm like, talk to him in 5 years, whatever.
Oh, that's why they got you.
Wait. And then
Oh, that's why they got you.
wedding.
You ain't even got to say nothing else.
I wasn't. It was just us talking. I was just.
But that's why you
It
got
was
checked.
just
You ain't got to
us.
say
It was
nothing
just us
else.
talking. And you know Mary Anderson, right?
Yeah.
You know what she told
She's
me?
probably over there watching that.
She said, the reason why you saying that, I'm like,
Oh,
Ooh,
and you know not to get Mary
okay.
started because she gonna come right for the jugular.
Oh, she
Mary, tell her right, get her
I
together.
didn't even realize it, but I said it before. I
'Cause
thought
I
about
caught
it.
that when you first said it.
Did
I'm like,
you?
ooh,
But
Jay.
I wasn't. Well,
You
okay.
didn't mean, but it came from that place though.
But I didn't even know that place. It was surprising when she checked me right there. I'm like, oh my
But
god.
you need friends like that because sometimes you're not aware.
I wasn't. I was just kind of
Yeah.
just making a comment, like, yeah, okay.
But where did that come? But we talked about scripture. The Bible says, "From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks."
Oh boy, here we go. Come on, preacher.
I mean,
Come on, Pastor Elliot.
you so funny. But that's why I listen to everything that everybody says. And you can't.
You are right though. But say that again to that scripture.
The Bible
again.
says, "From out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks."
That's true.
So it's like you have to be careful what you say out of your mouth. Even though you say, "Oh, I didn't mean that," but why did you even say it if you didn't mean it?
It's abundantly in her heart.
And
Yeah. Right. I mean, which means whatever's heavy in your heart, when you get to a certain thing, it's gonna come out. And that's probably when it's heavy on your heart.
Wait, have I? You know what? You know.
I'm just listening. I don't go to church. Sorry, y'all.
Woo.
That's what I heard you say.
I mean,
was just
it's the
saying-
book.
you know, you just make a comment. You just kind of like, yeah, all right.
But see,
whatever.
that's how we take stuff like that. We just it's a comment, but really, it's heavier than that.
Okay, I got it. I got checked twice.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I'm just saying. I mean,
Sister Mary and brother.
No,
Elliot got you.
I was just surprised because she checked me so quick. I'm like, huh? I couldn't even say nothing. Calvin walked around, turned around, like,
What did she
Right,
say
I
though?
know.
How did she check you? What did she say?
because she knows historically. She knows, like
she
you
knows.
would know.
Yeah, she knows. She knows the history.
She knows.
But what did
history.
she say?
She's like, "Oh, you
Ba-
saying
basically
that
I was
because-"
bitter, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And I never thought I was bitter. Have you?
I don't know.
But okay, here we go.
But it may be abundantly in your heart if it's coming out of your mouth. So I don't know. That's what I was just told.
Well, I mean, bitterness doesn't always come out as being a mean-spirited thing. Sometimes
Because Janice is not mean spirited.
Bitterness can come out even in a comment like that. It may
just didn't mean any harm. I wish it meant
well. But I think, and you didn't. I believe you didn't.
We all believe that.
Yeah, you're not a malicious person.
I don't know about Mary, but I I do know.
But she needs to have checked that part because you weren't aware. But it made you think about it, though, didn't it?
It did. I was like, oh, did she check me in church?
I mean, and that's a good friend, though, because especially if it's a friend that knows you historically like that.
She know,
You know, and when you know, when you go through stuff, even though you may get over it, you still carry some stuff.
Yeah, you may. Yeah,
and
I guess.
Something is liable to come out, even though it's not meant to be, angry or bitter or whatever. It'll be real nice, but it's coming from that place.
And that was kind of cynical when they just got married.
Right. Seeing you were at the wedding.
They ain't even 24 hours. They ain't even 24 hours in. You like, I just 5 years.
I'm just glad they don't listen to the show.
Until now.
Mary's like, y'all come listen to this show. She just talked about you.
They are now listening. I think it also gives you a divine moment, because a lot of times when I've had a reaction, I will go back and say, where did that come from? So actually feel yourself in that moment.
You got to go back and do like
right. And that's what I did. It was like, where'd that come from? That's kind of ugly.
And not to overthink it, but it just kind of makes you do a little, like,
little reflection.
Yeah.
I know that was cynical and it wasn't necessary. And
hence the reflection. See, now that's beautiful. That's growth.
That's growth. Voices of change. The Intellectual Radio brings growth.
There it is.
Oh my God.
This is a good show today. I love it. Yeah.
The voice
and
of
here
change.
we go. Not that you are bitter. It's just the way you made the statement about.
Mary said.
Thank you, Mary.
When we have been wrong. Love you, Jan.
Mary, you didn't know you were gonna come up today.
Mary comes up there every week. She watches. We love you, Mary, so much.
I'm trying to get her to come on the show because she has an opinion.
Yes, come on,
not
Mary.
since Christmas, right?
Yeah, not since Christmas.
All right, so Mary, you got to come be a guest. Oh, that's gonna be a show that day. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to Mary.
We also have Cynthia from Atlanta. You guys are tuning in. Romaine, hey.
Hey, my sister.
Brian, hey. We just connected on Facebook. Mary Anderson, hello. Andrea, hello. Rhonda, hey. Share, like, give me some hearts. Give me some things. Here we go with the news you can use. A car accident killed the wife and daughter of Howard Moore, a Taft High School star and former head basketball coach at University of Illinois, Chicago. Moore's wife was driving on M14 in Washtenaw County, Michigan, around 2 a.m. Saturday when their vehicle was hit on by a 23-year-old woman who was driving the wrong way. Moore's wife, Jennifer, and their daughter were killed. Howard Moore, who is currently an assistant at the University of Wisconsin, suffered third-degree burns but is expected to survive. Moore's son suffered minor injuries. Moore is a West Side native, and he led the Taft High School to the Public League semifinals in 1990. Shame.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
Prayers out to their family. I can't imagine. And I never heard of this person, but you just see the love on Facebook, on social media. You just felt it. You felt like you knew them after they showed the pictures of the family
and all of them were together.
And they said you never saw him without his family.
That's what I heard too.
So it really is so sad. And then the girl who the driver died, she died as well. So prayers out to her family as well. Sad story.
A couple of days after it was reported that Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Hunter Jr., was arrested for punching his father, Kevin Hunter. The older Kevin is now blaming Williams for ruining his relationship with the teen. Hunter Sr. believes that his ex has been turning his son against him by sullying his name. Williams filed for divorce from Hunter in April after he was accused of fathering a child with his alleged 10-year mistress, Sharina Hudson. I don't think Wendy would have to sully his name. Everybody knows what he
sully 10 years with.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
this boy that has lived 10 years of you being, and he probably saw more than even Wendy saw,
and probably didn't even tell her. You know,
and didn't tell her.
Yeah,
exactly. So you can't blame her for, if you never did this, none of this will be here.
Right. But you had it out in the open and getting so bold and disrespectful with it.
Disrespectful.
Oh, Ellie don't have nothing to say on this one.
Well, that's because y'all
understand.
I get it, but y'all handling that. I'm just over here like,
just like a man. Just a week after her 14th birthday, a Metro Atlanta girl is making history as the youngest student ever admitted to the historic Spelman College. Sydney Wilson, who celebrated her birthday just last week, will kick off her freshman year at the all-female, historically black campus this fall as the youngest student in school history. She plans to major in bio with hopes of using animal science to discover cures for human diseases. 14 years old.
Now she's going to live on campus?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd send my even if she was that, if I'd send her.
I think King went to Morehouse when he was about 16, didn't he?
I
know he was
so.
really, really young.
And I guess
14
could be mature for
14. Mature.
It is an all-girl campus.
Yeah, right.
So.
Right in the center with all the men.
I don't know if I would. I know she's very intelligent and deserves to go, but I think I don't know if I could send my 14-year-old away to college. I don't think I could do it, but congratulations to Sydney.
Yeah, man.
Go be great.
She's going to be.
And maybe she lives from Atlanta. Maybe she's from the Georgia, Atlanta area where she actually can go on go home.
It could
I mean, maybe she doesn't have to live on campus.
It could be. Yeah, she is a Metro Atlanta girl.
So maybe
her parents probably dropping her off. Now I could see that.
Yes.
It's like,
okay.
Because living on the campus, ooh.
I wouldn't do it.
Nope.
14-year-old.
And speaking of campus, congratulations are in order. Didn't your daughter just graduate from college?
Yes.
What was her degree?
It's coming. What is it?
She finished.
Bachelor's in sports management.
Okay, sports management.
Okay.
Okay.
Sports management. Yes, she graduated last Saturday. She's in your sorority.
Oh, she's an Alpha Kappa Alpha. I didn't know. Oh, yes, I did know that.
Yeah. She didn't buy one of the little thingies, and I said, "Oh, you
to wear with the
thing?" And she said, "Oh, I didn't want to spend money on that." And I was like, "I would have spent the money on it." Then I was like, "You know what? I should be grateful that she isn't so
smart woman,
because she didn't miss a beat. She didn't miss a beat. She did what she did. She did miss a beat.
So I was very proud of her. So yes, I have a college graduate as well.
Wonderful. Speaking of college graduate, Elliot, when are you gonna get your doctorate in music? When are you gonna be done with it?
When I get done with this bachelor's in music.
First things first.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess I'm kind of jumping
I appreciate the push, though.
I guess I'm calling you Dr. Bell. I'm jumping
everybody
ahead.
does that, and I can really appreciate everybody that does that. I don't take that lightly. When people do that, and everybody's not poking fun, but a lot of people really do see like the potential.
Well, you see way beyond that because your music theory is way beyond. You say
you should teach me.
You don't even have a bachelor. His music theory. I mean, it's like unreal. That's why I couldn't believe when you said anyway. Whatever.
Let's not relive that.
And being in the school system, and trying to teach music and math. When I teach music, you know what I have to do? Give him screenshots because I don't know what them kids are doing.
I'd be like, Jay, do this, do this, do that. This is what this is. This gets 2 beats. This gets 1 beat. Just clap it out. They know what to do already.
These little kids, I mean, oh my gosh, they're so advanced.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it though.
It is. So
that's good to hear though, because you hear so much negative about kids in school and what they're not being taught, that they're actually advanced.
They're even be creating their own. What did I tell you? It was on. They create their own sounds. Yeah. They all have their little laptops.
That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, they're really. This next story, could you imagine being in the woods for 2 weeks? Amanda Ehler, 35, was last seen on May 8th and was believed to be lost during a hike in Maui. She was found alive 2 weeks later after waving down a helicopter from a creek bed between 2 waterfalls. Yeah, she was camping, but she was lost. So she had to eat the vegetation and the fruit from where I just.
And at first I was like, is this a fake story?
That's what I was thinking.
Fake news.
And I was like, is she faking it to get publicity? Because as she came out, she had this is greater than me and bigger. I was like, you sound like you preparing for the book.
And the Lifetime movie.
In the Lifetime movie. Because she was just so prepared for. I would be like, leave me alone. Oh, I was scared.
I would have been.
It was I was scared. It was like this has made me stronger in the test of the wilderness. And I was like, girl, find me after 2 weeks.
Girl, I'd be like,
I wanted my mama.
You ain't lying.
I was like, I don't want to be so skeptical. But I'm like, you are just, and that they kept looking for you 17 weeks. I would have been like, she go.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone, like they knew she was alive and we just needed to find her for the book.
Maybe
pretty much.
Or maybe she want to be on Survivor. Is that still on?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Oh, See, was that mean too?
Ma'am.
I keep looking at her eyes. You know, you watch them and you looking like, I'm trying to see if she lying. I'm like, Then they showed her ankles and they look all beaten up. I'm like,
because she didn't have shoes on.
And then they keep saying, well, she fractured a bone. I'm like, tell me which bone. How come
Which
y'all
bone
just keep saying fractured?
Oh, they didn't say which one. Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure it was.
Don't worry. Like everything else, it'll come out.
It'll come out. What do you think, Allie? You think it's true?
Will it come out like Jussie Smollett? Oops.
It'll come out like Jussie Smollett. You a mess.
Please tell me.
It'll come out like that white couple that claimed their baby.
The homeless
missing,
man. Oh,
and they killed their baby.
Oh, that
remember
was
that?
Horrible.
It'll come out.
That was horrible.
The people that gave the money to the homeless and started the GoFundMe for the homeless man, and then they were all together.
It'll all come out.
It'll all come out.
This is why nobody trusts anybody these days. You got crap like that going on.
But
hopefully she's not a part of that.
Hopefully she's not. Hopefully this is, and I'm glad she was found after 17 days. That's hard.
It's unbelievable. They don't have any animals or nothing there? I guess not.
They do, but
I guess she was okay. I mean,
17. Now you mention animals because she didn't mention I came across.
Right, I'm thinking like something, a bug or I don't know. Something.
Well,
she ate some moths. She said.
Oh,
she had to live 17 days. That's what she said.
A moth.
She probably got some money somewhere behind that.
You know
what?
Anyway, I hope we're just not being skeptical because of life.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm glad she was found. 17 days is a long time. Even though it was Hawaii and it's beautiful, I still wouldn't want to be lost for 17 days.
Exactly.
So,
for the weekend, at least 27 people. Well, last number I heard was 31 have been shot, 5 fatally in Chicago so far over Memorial Day weekend, including 5 people shot in a single incident Sunday on the Near West Side. The shooting happened just after 6 a.m. in the 1300 block of West Hastings Street. Officers responded to a call of a male firing shots in the area, found several men and women suffering from various gunshot wounds. They just shot the people down. What?
So, like 6 a.m. this morning.
I don't know what was going on. It probably was some kind of a party. I imagine. I don't know.
Well, you know.
But you know what? In the big scheme of things, I'm not trying to minimize it. And for anyone who lost a life and lost a family member, I'm really sorry for that. But in the big scheme of things, as big as Chicago is, I don't know why these numbers aren't really as bad as one would think they were. If you look at any city near us,
the summer is just starting.
The summer is just starting, but normally Memorial Day is like one of the biggest
and
days.
And tomorrow is Memorial Day.
So we have another day left.
Right.
But if you check any city that's half our size, I'd like to know what their numbers are. I think ever since Obama was president, they blast Chicago as being this killing city, and everyone knows it's not even in the top 5 murder cities. It's not even the top 10. So they always on CNN and all the news always Chicago, Chicago,
because there's always something major happening. But also keep in mind, since we have our wonderful new mayor, who clearly said, okay, police are going to be out everywhere. Now I can attest.
They are.
Last night.
Did you see them? Have you been seeing?
I went downtown last night. I went to Navy Pier to see the fireworks. And on my way leaving Navy Pier, it was police everywhere.
Well, I was west, and
downtown.
They were all. That's why I was surprised about those cops. There was some kind of accident. Was it this morning where the cops crashed into each other?
Oh yeah,
and they killed an 84-year-old lady.
So I know that is the mother of a pastor on the west side.
Yes, and everyone.
Right gun.
Right gun. That's it.
That's his mother that passed away.
Yeah,
the mother and his sister were in the car.
Did the sister?
Not that I know of, but I did hear the mother.
I know the mother, 84-year-old mother.
84-year-old.
And she's sitting at a stoplight or something. So there was just nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's scary. That's horrible. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, that was horrible. But there has been police everywhere. And speaking of that, like we said earlier on, this has been a phenomenal week. That woman has been everywhere.
Everywhere. Lori Lightfoot has been. She was in my friend's church today. I was like, hey,
Lori Lightfoot,
Mother Lori's here.
Lori Lightfoot has been everywhere. She is really making the rounds. And I have a feeling, I'm really hopeful for once in a long time, because sometimes I'm cynical when it comes to politicians, but I'm really somewhat hopeful that she will implement change, or at least try to. Sincerely.
I believe she's going to do her best.
Yeah, I think she will.
And I believe if we do what we're supposed to do as residents of Chicago, I believe it'll help. Because I think a lot of times it's a two-way street. We put everything on the people that are in office, but number one, we elected them. Right. And we don't, like we said before, we don't hold them accountable. And we don't do what we're supposed to do. They say something we don't like. I'm not doing that. No,
you're right.
If you elect your aldermen or women and thus and such, hold them accountable. Do what you're supposed to do.
You're right.
because they work for you.
That's right. That's the bottom line. But we have to do our part too.
Yes.
We have to do our part in our neighborhoods. Are you a resident of Chicago or are you
I
a
am.
suburb? Oh, you are?
I am a resident of Chicago.
Okay.
Lightfoot. I voted for Lightfoot, so I am.
I voted for Lori Lightfoot too.
Lightfoot.
I think everybody voted for Lightfoot.
I was against Tony Preckwinkle, so I won't even go back there. But she wasn't gonna get my vote no matter what. So
I wonder where she is now. Cause
I know
leading Cook County.
Oh,
she went back to her job.
Oh, okay. She got so quiet.
What's she gonna say?
She
didn't get beat. She got slammed.
But like you're still Tony Pratt because people still know you. So like you can't disappear.
Well, she hasn't disappeared. She's still running the county.
She's the board president still, so she's doing her job.
And that's where she
long as she's doing her job.
We hope. No more taxes.
We need to get to this topic.
Oh yeah, what time? Ooh.
We need to get to this topic.
Okay. We only have white Mississippi cop charged with killing black mistress. He just basically didn't want his wife to find out. A Mississippi officer arrested in the killing of a 32-year-old woman found dead Sunday was scheduled to go before a judge Wednesday in his first court appearance. However, the appearance has been delayed. According to Interim Police Chief Jeff McCutcheon, the beginning of their investigation revealed that Kine might have been involved in a romantic relationship with Clayton. Kine is a white policeman. Clayton is a black woman who he killed. A connection the woman's family confirms. That's when the FBI was called in to conduct what McCutcheon promised to be an independent and unbiased investigation. We want to make sure that we will not hide behind our badge, he said. Our hearts go out to the family of Dominique Clayton. To the family, we thank you for your patience and your trust to see this through. On Monday, a relative said Clayton, a mother of 4, was found lying in bed by her 8-year-old son after he was dropped at home by a family member, and that there was a large amount of blood at the back of her head. Cheyenne Clayton, the slain woman's sister, said to station WHBQ that Kine was having an affair with her sister. She was having an affair with Matt, the police officer with the OPD. He brought my sister a new car, but he kept it in his name. He was about to get her a new house. He just basically didn't want his wife to find out. The long and short of it, the family says that the judge was laughing when he actually said that they're going to get a reasonable bond. Typically in that area, in the case of murder, they don't even have a bond for them, and the family felt insulted. So this is an ongoing case. So we just have to see what's going to happen. And the last story, so we can get to I know I'm trying to rush through it now. The Illinois General Assembly commenced its spring session in January with a bold directive from the new governor, J.B. Pritzker, for a balanced budget. And how does he want to do it? Legalizing marijuana. I think we talked about that. Mm-hmm. Sports betting, a revamped income tax system, and he wants to build a multi-million-dollar state construction program. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on this one. They're just starting it now. That's his goal. I'm sure we were talking about the marijuana, and they're going to push that through. And we're just going to have to see. We're already one of the highest tax states in the union. We're just going to see what he's going to do. Now we're going to go to the topic of the evening. Well, we kind of have two of them, but they're kind of blended together. The first one is online dating scams. You know, these are really kind of tricky because how common is it to online date?
Common, very common.
Very common.
Isn't it common?
Haven't
most people done it?
And I know people who've actually married from online
and found good partners or good husbands or good wives. But like everything else, even if you don't do it online, you can find somebody who will try to scam you anyway.
Yes.
So I thought to do this topic because of this incident that happened in Georgia. Police in Georgia looking for a man they say met a woman through an online dating site. He agreed to marry her within a week. That's a dead. Scammed her out of $80,000 and then left town and cut all contact with her. Gwinnett County Police have a warrant for the arrest of John Martin Hill, 35, who is charged with theft by deception. Police believe Hill has pulled similar scams in 4 other states. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, a woman from Alpharetta told police she met Hill through the dating site Match.com, which is a reputable dating site, and that the couple met each other the same day they first exchanged messages. During their short romance, he convinced her that they were in love and wanted to buy a house together. They went house hunting and selected a home they were interested in. Farrah said the couple agreed to get married within a week of their contact. Police said Hill told the woman he was a millionaire and somehow convinced her to fork over $80,000 to purchase the home and furnish it as well. But after she transferred the money to Hill, he vanished and ceased all contact with her. Investigators later discovered that Hill lived with another woman and had a child in a Duluth apartment, and that he had gone by various names, changing it 5 times in the last 3 years, while allegedly pulling similar trickery in Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, and Virginia. Another woman who was 69 years old of Sarasota, Florida, was wooed on the online dating website by a man claiming to be an Australian-born business owner with a Canadian passport, who went by the name of James Lazenby. There was an intimate love, details, dreaming so deep. I felt like I really knew him closer than anybody that I had known, she told the station. Over the course of 2 years, he would send her small sums of money, but asked for much bigger ones in return, citing business problems. She applied for credit cards, loans, and took funds from her personal checking account. She also believed that he had sent her authentic funds, and so she sent $900,000 in a fraudulent wire transfer funds overseas. Now $350,000 in debt. She expects to lose her home. She said that she had a little bit of dementia, which meant she could not think clearly. Her daughter started a GoFundMe to raise money for her, and make a long story short, she was swindled too. And you hear these stories over and over and over again. Have any of you heard of a personal story from anyone you know? Well, people don't talk about it though.
No.
If somebody
I don't know people with
scammed,
$80,000.
Okay.
well,
I don't know people with
I'm joking.
$8,000.
But on a smaller scale,
you know,
I do know people who
You know
have
people with-
gotten
yeah.
what do you call it?
Bamboozle.
What's the when you catfished?
yeah,
I've
catfish.
that's a
heard
common
a
thing.
lot of catfishing more so than scammed as much.
So when you catfish, they just kind of get the money and then disappear.
Well, no, catfishing doesn't necessarily involve money.
Oh,
Catfishing would be a thing of if Wanda took your picture and made a profile with it saying that she's
Online.
you
Yes.
online, and men are like, oh, I want to meet you, but it's not you, it's Wanda.
but don't people generally, when they have the pictures, aren't they like 10 years old, 10 years younger, or 20 years?
So now
Yeah,
it could be totally not you at all.
Right.
Oh, you mean totally not you?
Right.
Totally not
Like,
you.
She's taking your picture pretending that she's you, and she's not you.
This happened last week to my friend, and
Really?
she told him to send her a picture with 3 fingers up. And he just wouldn't and then she said, well, let's FaceTime, and he wouldn't do it. And she was like, just send me a 3-finger pic.
Oh,
and
because that means it's a
now
It's
picture.
yeah. Oh, that's
I
a
just
good
told
one.
you what to do to make sure
Right.
it's you. And so, but as far as being scammed out of money, no. But sometimes I hear red flags in every story.
But they don't pay attention. Now,
Well,
to
because-
get to your thing, now scamming does happen, but it's happening with younger people. Like,
Really? Why do you think? Why
Be-
younger?
because, like, how do I say this? These were not kids, because I'm 34. So let's say they're like 21, 22, 23.
Okay.
They're getting on websites and things, scamming other people. Or they'll say, well, I'll do this to you. You pay me $20. So you have that going on. You have them scamming money out of older people because older people are looking for stuff. And
Like what?
sexual favors, companionship, whatever.
Oh, so they're kind of buying.
But
it,
that's
basically.
that's not a scam, is it?
It's a scam because, like,
If you
Well,
say,
we're going to talk
they may
about
not
that
say
too.
it right away. Some of them will say it right away. Some of them won't.
okay,
All of it is scamming to me, no matter how you do it.
if you're offering a service,
You're
and not
prostituting
that you
yourself.
should,
I'm willing to pay
and
for
they're
it.
willing to pay
You're
for
not
it, that
scamming me, I'm
doesn't
paying
sound like
for a
a
service.
scam to me.
I know what you're saying.
It's illegal and
No.
you shouldn't be doing it.
Right. That's
But
what I'm
at
getting
the
at, but they're
same
doing it,
time,
so.
you know what I'm offering.
And then you have some people that are just really slick with it. They will milk you.
And yeah.
And they lie. Yeah.
And that's been going on since online.
That's younger and older.
Yeah.
So it's not just these
Yes.
older people that are getting scammed. It's younger people that are doing it. Because if you're a person that scams people, you can spot money a mile away.
It's like you
can spot money.
You bring a point up
yeah.
very, because I thought to myself, they must know who to go for. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you know? There must be a grooming. You know the type of person you could scam $80,000 or you could
Yeah.
tell me you love me in 1 week, because I'm not believing
In
that.
1 week.
Because,
And you want to
again-
marry me in 1 week? I'm not believing it.
But again, like Janice said at the beginning of the show, when you are in a probably certain place in your life and you're probably lonely, maybe desperate, but more so lonely, and you get the right attention.
And they're saying exactly what you want to hear. They know that.
So they know.
They know how to play it. They know how to say exactly what they listen to you and say exactly what even ask you probably, what are you looking for?
And you tell them. And you
tell them, I got all, you're this, you just feed exactly.
They know how to open you up because you have those people that will spend time with you to kind of.
They know how to play you.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's people out there that do that. So,
do you think more people online are more susceptible to it? I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah, I think so because they're not this face-to-face interaction, so you can't really feel them. It's very like we talk about texting people. A lot of information is misconstrued via text message because there's not any face-to-face interaction. It's just whatever you typed and what we see. And I might say, "Well, I hate you," but it might not really be "I hate you." It might be like, "Oh, I hate you. You play too much," kind of thing. And so they can just take it. They take it. Whatever you're saying, they're just taking it.
So if I'm saying, if they're typing "I love you," they're so hungry to hear that because that feels like,
oh my God, my knight in shining armor.
Yes.
And it devalues a lot of stuff. And this is why we can't have any, we no longer can have good verbal conversations because a lot of our words have become devalued because of stuff like this.
Yeah.
I said that, but I didn't mean that. But you said it. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks again.
Let's look at ways where you can kind of spot a scammer. And you kind of mentioned
the scammer.
You have kind of mentioned all of them now. Anyway, the first one is they ask for money.
Yep.
Someone with genuine intentions will never ask a stranger online for money.
Yeah.
They use poor grammar and make a lot of spelling mistakes. I don't know what that has to do with scamming.
It does because
we all miss comments.
They'll instead of like if I want some, it won't be SOME, it'll be SUM, it'll be little stuff like that.
But sometimes they're not in the country, and that's what they're saying.
Right, and that's what I'm getting to.
Yes,
stuff like
they're
that.
saying other countries like Russia, Nigeria, Ghana, Ukraine, South Africa, Jamaica, or Brazil. They have few pictures, they're only one, not the three fingers. That was a good one. The three fingers is good.
Well, you have to ask them to take it and send it to you.
Take a picture with three fingers.
But mix up don't make it three. Now that we put three out there.
Oh, yeah, because then
they got to say six.
Yeah.
Let me see all 10 of your toes.
Let you see what?
Let me see all 10 of your toes. Let me hop up in that. So.
They express strong feelings for you very soon. To your point, a week, I love you, I want to marry you, really.
And let's buy a house together in 1 week.
And I'll furnish it.
In a week.
Well, we shouldn't be laughing at them. They keep putting off meeting in person. Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Another thing with my catfish friends, where she'd say, "I want to meet you. Let's do something. Let's make a plan to do something."
Even like for men, like the coffee. Remember how Khalid said they do the coffee?
Yeah.
And then they cancel though, or they'll cancel last minute. I mean, the first one may be, "I'm not gonna make it," or they cancel last minute, and this just goes on and on and
so they don't meet them.
Or then they'll say, "You know what? I would have met you, but my car broke down. I just need a couple $100.
To fix it, and then we can
fix it, and then I'll be able to see you." I'm sorry. So,
yeah, that's interesting. Well, what's closely related to that, and what I kind of wanted to touch on is, when is it okay when you're dating money? Now, first of all, as a man, has a woman ever gave you money? Has a woman ever given you money that you were dating?
No.
Have you ever asked for $5 or $10? I'm just asking.
I'll take that back. Nope, you're right.
Okay.
I had to think about that. She has. But I never asked her. She volunteered.
Okay.
And even then, we were dating for a few months.
Okay.
Before, and it took everything in me to even take it. Because I'm like, that's not what I do.
Okay.
Just generally speaking.
Okay. And do you know any woman who? Okay, because where the subject came from was the increase, or what seemingly the increase of women taking care of men, particularly when there's big age gaps. Like if I'm 50 years old and I'm dating a guy 30, you know what I mean?
When I was dating,
I'm just saying.
Yes, I've had younger guys. One guy asked me for Great America tickets.
You know.
Well, at least he asked you.
He didn't try to stand.
You're right. He ain't just snatched up your card and said,
"Don't call me no more." Don't call me no more. I thought it was kind of funny too, because it's to an amusement park. Not only are you younger, but you're asking me like,
"Mommy, can you send me to Great America?
I want to go to Great America,
Mommy."
Give me Great America. I think they really feel some some, not all, I do know this, younger guys will feel like an older woman is more desperate, is more vulnerable.
That's typically the case, so oftentimes.
And that they will, and they have expendable income. I mean, sometimes these women are also not well off, but comfortable enough that they could give you some money here and there, and that I'll be so nice to you that you'll be willing to pay.
Not only nice. A lot of the young men say that the older women want sexual favors.
I was trying to be nice with nice. Like I meant the eggplant.
You ought to know better over here.
Right.
She ain't going to always go for the
right. She was like, oh, no, sexual favors.
Well, I mean, because that's what they were saying.
Exactly. And some women do act like that's very important to them. I mean, I've had some friends that are like, oh, and he could. And I was like, yes, but you're also paying enough for that.
You're paying for it, right? Get an escort. I'm just saying.
It's gonna be cheaper.
No strings. Just get an escort.
No strings attached.
But they want strings attached, though.
Because that's how I keep you, is I get the strings. Because without the strings, they have no hold on you.
Right.
And unfortunately, but I do have a few friends that do pay. They believe in him. So now he has a company, and now they're buying his truck, and then he's buying buying computers for him, and then he's making her feel bad if he isn't paying for it. So that is a thing where there are women that do it.
That's a big issue, particularly when a lot of women nowadays, like if you're with somebody and you're making more money, significantly more money, I could easily see that. I mean, I think most women, and that's maybe a stretch, maybe half of them, I don't know, have been in a relationship whereas for one reason or another they've loaned a man money or given a man money. I don't think that's so uncommon.
It's not.
I think where the problem is where it is imbalanced. In other words, where you asking me for money all the time, where there is. This is
where I'm taking care of you.
This is horrible, but I always keep score, particularly when it comes to money.
Do you keep score?
Girl, when it comes to money?
You can tell. I don't know why you even asked
what I do for a living, right? Checks and balance.
Like, I don't know why you asked for that. You know.
I wasn't sure.
I mean, there are, and you kind of have to know who you're dealing with. But then, do you ever really know anybody? But there are people right now who I'm not even with anymore. If they call me up and say I need whatever, I say here, take it. Because there has been times when I didn't have nothing, and I'm like, give me $2,000, and it's like here. So and there are other people who I wouldn't give $10 to. So. True. And I once had a boyfriend. Oh, that boy was so fun. Anyway, I had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend one time when I was young. When I was young. So he made like
sorry, church ladies.
Mary, you know your friend.
Mary, don't you weep.
I was like, oh Lord.
I cannot understand it, but he made like 3 times more than me. Back in the late 80s, you making 25, 30,000, you making a lot. Maybe he made like almost $100,000. And he was very generous. I mean, nails done, hair done, whatever. But every now and then he said, give me some money for gas. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay.
Because he's probably spending all his money on you.
So if I would give him 20, when he got paid, he would give me more. Say here's 50, take 100, get your hair done, whatever. But I start questioning, and because I'm keeping my checks and balances, if he made 3 times more than me, why does he need money even in between?
Do guys do tests though? And Nelly, you can answer this for me. Do some guys test you just to see if you would give them money in return? Like they don't need it, but is it a test?
Some guys will do that, especially if they've been victims.
Only if they've been super generous.
No. Not out necessarily. If they've been victims of females who have just milked them for all they have, the next go round, they're going to test you and see, hey.
Then you're gonna probably flunk the test. So I mean, because if they're not more generous, and if I haven't checks and balances, and he ain't gave me a whole lot more, then.
But whatever happened to there being equal?
It ain't equal. It's never equal. The man is a provider. It is never equal.
And I get that.
It is never equal.
I get that to a certain extent. Yes.
Okay.
Well, the balance for women should come in another way. It may not be financial.
Right.
When we say equal, it may not be financial, but what she should be giving him. It may not be money. It won't be money for money.
Right.
It should be,
and I'll take that.
Right.
That's my thing. If we're supposed to be the providers, okay, everything can't always be financial with men because we may provide other things other than money for you. So I know we're solely talking about money in this case.
You're absolutely right. You're right. Like getting the car washed or putting gas or whatever. Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
I'll take. You're a mess. You're a whole mess. You are a mess.
That's what
Janice.
you said.
A whole
Take
mess.
out
A
the
whole
garbage.
mess.
I don't know.
Jesus. I will use my sister and my brother-in-law
Okay, go
for a
ahead.
very good example. My brother-in-law has a very good job, and I believe he makes significantly more than my sister does. But he takes very good care of my sister. I mean, very good care. There's like nothing that she wants that she can't get. However, she makes her own money too.
Mhm.
And 9 times out of 10, she gonna use her stuff. And like I don't see her asking him for much of anything.
Right.
Primarily because more times out of 10, he'll probably already have done it or just say, "Here, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that."
That's a good guy.
Yeah. But it's not like it's like lopsided. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that isn't lopsided.
I'm just saying.
Right.
But sometimes when we get to these situations, they seem to be lopsided.
Oh, it can. So I do hear some women, because I'm on social media a whole lot, work, all different things I do through social media, and there are some women who make it sound like it's his job to take care of me and never mention or say. And do men? I can see
That's
where
where
men
I'm
would
coming
feel
from.
like I constantly have to
get
give,
what
and
That's
you're
where
there's
saying.
exactly where
nothing
I'm
I
coming
get what
from.
you're
that comes
saying.
back to us. And I
Right.
can see where they can feel that way, because the happy wife, happy life thing sometimes doesn't equate to what makes him happy. It's always everything that
Exactly.
makes her
You're right.
happy. But
And you're
what
gonna end
make
up with a
what
miserable husband,
Right.
that unless you find a husband that their life goal is to always make sure that you're happy. And there are men that are out there like that, and that's genuinely who they are. That's great. But a majority of men, we give because we want to give, and it's in us to provide.
And that's how it should be. You don't
Right.
ask. I don't ask for. You don't ask.
But
You normally have your
there are
own.
some women that
I'm just saying. But you normally
there
have your
are,
own.
but
Okay.
like
Yeah, some may.
there are some men, as men, we are the providers, and we will do because it's in us to do and to give and to
Right.
be
And that's how
that
it
guy.
should be.
But I believe the limitations come when we don't see it in return. If we're always doing, and you're not even doing the bare minimum.
The bare minimum being
It could
what?
be anything, and it ain't got to be money.
Oh, I'm just
If
asking.
we're working,
Okay.
and you're not working, or we're both working, and that I'm coming home, you at least got to have dinner cooked or brought home or something. The house should be clean or something.
I know what you're saying.
It shouldn't just be I'm doing everything. What am I going to provide if you're not keeping up anything? If I'm providing for a house, but the house is not clean, it's not
you have
together,
gold diggers. I mean, you have people that are out
and
there looking for. But
but that's what these
the
guys,
typical woman has a job and she's working just like he's
and
working,
I'm
and
not
she
taking
has
away
her
from that at
own. And
all.
it isn't like she asks him for any money. It may be sometime when she needs something, so give me whatever.
Yeah.
But typically, no.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But I just want to make sure that we make it very clear, because a lot of times we really hone in on the fact, the man's supposed to do this. And I think because nobody really explained it to the young ladies that yes, your husband or whomever is supposed to provide for you, but make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do in this relationship, because they come in, some of these women in this generation, my generation, are coming in, well, I'm not gonna do nothing, he gonna do everything. And it's like, okay, what kind of life do you expect to have?
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
So you want to prevent stuff. That's where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that you gotta, if I give you 10, you gotta give me 20. Nope, because that's not how relationships really work. Y'all gonna be keeping score all your life. What kind of a love is that? That's not love. That's competition. And love does not have competition attached to it. Y'all are playing the game at this point. You don't have a relationship. I'm coming from the fact of you have people that are lazy in their relationships, or lazy in their situationships, or lazy in their marriages.
You're basically talking about a wife. You're not talking
But
about
I mean, just in general,
dating.
well,
you're not talking about dating, because you're talking about cooking and all that. Then you're talking about.
But see, even this generation of dating,
that's a whole nother topic too. What all should be done for dates versus why.
But if I'm a date, I act like a date.
But see, even in this dating thing, you have couples that are now living together. And they're couples.
That's a different thing when they see. Now you see, he's bringing all kind of.
I'm trying to hit every aspect. So you're
right,
strictly dating.
I'm talking about just dating.
So you're strictly dating. Okay.
Just dating.
So let me get that. I feel like, if you all are comfortable with each other, and if you feel comfortable as the female asking your boyfriend for a certain amount of money, do that. But make sure that you all establish something like, oh, I'm just borrowing this, or can you give this to me? Make it clear, because I think a lot of times we don't make that clear. We just say, oh, babe, can I have? And I'm very particular about words.
Well, have don't mean borrow. Have mean I want it.
But see, sometimes we men, we think differently now.
Okay.
We think differently.
Because if I say, can I have this, I'm giving it back.
You may say have and mean borrow, and I
see that on Judge Mathis all the time.
Okay. Then that's
that where they use that language. Yes. Well, I thought it was a gift. She knew,
right?
But as Judge Mathis would say, are you dry begging? Because there are the ones that
so
keep bringing up all my cell phone bill needs to be. I don't know how I'm gonna pay it.
Oh, that
and you get into that. You get into that thing too.
You know what? That's you see that.
But I'm saying, so you have to. I believe you have to be clear in your language.
You do.
If you say, "Babe, can I have $20?" or "Can you loan me $20?" or "Can I be very clear?"
But how soon do you do that in dating?
Right.
So
dating.
In dating, I think if because you never know how long you're going to be with the person. I say if you're with them for a month, and you find yourself in that state, I say after a month, ask. If you find
ask for money
for the money, yeah, a month.
Okay, so when should a woman ever give a man if he asks in a month?
In a month, if he asks, get it. Just like if you ask.
I say don't.
I say don't.
But why do you say that though?
I say don't, unless only because let's say in a 1 month. People with busy lives probably have only been on maybe 2-3 dates. Right. A lot of phone conversation or talking. Right. But how often has he actually probably even paid for dates? I'm not totally
the only one keeping it.
But see, that's why I said a month.
But at the same time, I do feel like, how do you tell? What my daddy blame it on Mr. Davis.
I agree.
He told me that
blame it on Mr. Oda. Blame it on Mr. Oda.
I don't need nothing to do with it because y'all are not gonna
blame it on Mr. Davis, because my father said he has to pay for the first date, and I'll pay for the second one. If I don't like, I don't feel I may be feeling them, then I may start paying for dates, because I'm not going to have people investing in it if I don't think this is going anywhere. But if you start asking me for money too soon, that to me is red.
How soon is too
flag.
soon?
It's 1 month is too soon.
You think it's too soon?
So
let's say if we've been on 3 or 4.
Because I'm not asking you for money.
But okay, so do you think it's okay for you to ask your man for money?
Not in a month.
Okay, so that's what I want to know. Okay, good. Thank you. So I'm saying a month, considering, let's say you've been out maybe like every weekend.
So 4 times.
Let's say 4 times. And I could see you or ask the men, if I've been out, if I've been out every weekend with you, okay, I could after the month maybe asking, hey, can you spot me 20 for gas or whatever? After the month, I can see that, or vice versa. I'm
so not attracted to the man that has to spot him 24.
Now,
we're a different age,
right? And see, mind you, this is not a hard thing.
We are a distance in age, so I'm gonna say that for your age group, that probably would be that. And for my age group,
and mind you, I get it. And I'm not saying it's a hard thing. Like, oh, after a month, you can definitely ask. It could be too much. I'm just throwing something out there. Like me personally, if I was dating Janice, okay, we've been dating for like a month or 2. First of all, I can't even use myself because I couldn't bring myself to ask her for money.
But guys can. This is happening. They're asking for $80,000.
Now, I'm gonna get in real good trouble.
Okay, get in real good trouble. Get in real good trouble.
You are
too much fun, huh?
You are a mess. That's what you are.
Saying too much fun.
Yeah, we don't act right. We don't act right on the show. Number one, you have to be in some kind of place in your life for somebody after a week to ask you for $80,000 and you just give it. You had to know that you were not getting that money back.
That's not all him being bad. This woman has.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's him. It's all him. She had to be in a place in her mind, and I want to be sympathetic to her. I really do, because I'm like, But somewhere you had to know that you were not going to see this money again.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I don't
You
think
had
so.
No.
She thought she was going to
She
get
thought
a
she was
house.
going to live with him. See,
Yes,
this
she
is
did.
what they do though. They'll show you
Forgive me,
something that
Lord.
makes you
Forgive me,
think you
Lord.
can pay them back. Or they'll say something like, oh, this bank account, I got
She had faith in
$500 I
him.
can't get to.
She had
80
faith in
Yes,
him.
a week,
She
a
had
week.
faith in him and
Okay,
thought they
put
were going to
yourself
be
in that.
together. Don't put me in.
I'm
We
gonna
can't
put you
be
in it.
fooled like
I can't even
that.
wear a pair of shoes in a week. I can't even wear shoes in a week.
Okay, it is. So
Come
this
on.
woman had to know
No,
somewhere
but
in the I'm sorry.
There
Cut
are women
the
out here
BS.
that
But
vulnerable.
you had to know, really, in the back of your mind.
that's what she was praying for and wanted, and that's what she thought her prayers were answered.
In a week.
So
What,
yes,
let
In a
me
week?
tell you what he's saying to her though. He's saying, "Oh man, I got this 500,000 tied up in this account I can't get to. If you can just give me this 80,000, I'll get it back to you." He's saying things that make her feel secure that somewhere he
Right.
has it.
right, because she thought he was an entrepreneur.
Right, I'm a millionaire, and
And he got a cash flow problem, which
But-
I got a cash flow problem
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
This is my old school kicking in real good. I don't care how vulnerable I am. Mama didn't raise no fool.
Okay,
Look.
you blame it on your mama then.
The
Just
whatever.
like we blamed it on them, right?
But you know what?
Mama
My mama
didn't
didn't raise one, but her mama did. I'm sorry.
See, I was trying not to say it, but thank you.
I don't know her.
Thank you. I was trying not to
I'm
go there.
sorry.
But
Y'all
you
playing
had
with
to
us.
know. I'm sorry. Because y'all women, especially black women, y'all are too intuitive. You're too
Are these
intelligent.
women of color?
Yes, she like.
And that makes it worse.
But-
Because
but-
why?
but the
Before
thing-
you say it, I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out. Black women.
Oh,
Y'all
here
are
we go.
too intuitive. You're too intelligent. You're too discerning to let people fool you on that manner. And I know sometimes you get in those places where you can't really come out of your feelings and what you're going through. But you all are good for telling people like me, "Oh, I have woman's intuition. I can feel. I can tell when you lying." Yeah. So how did that not kick in?
She
She don't have it.
She felt she
Thank you.
She doesn't
No,
have
no,
it.
Jay. She didn't
We
have it.
all don't have it, and she doesn't have it.
I'm saying
There are
there's
some
no
that do,
way.
there's some that don't.
There is no way on God's earth you can tell me that you willfully, without any second thought or anything, said, "I'm going to give this man my money," and no
look
red
at this,
flag showed
Elliot.
up at all, or you didn't pay
Well,
attention in a
what if
week.
you've never experienced? One reason why I do see it coming is because I've actually fell for it at just at younger ages, and now
younger
have
age,
and have learned.
How old was the
But
woman?
what if you've never? What if she got married? This is her second. She was married 30 years. She's over 30. She was married to her love. Now
Right.
she's single,
Right.
and this guy, she doesn't know game.
She don't know game. She knew. She's
I'm
green.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I hear that,
You're
but
gonna
I
have to wrap
can't really like accept it because
I
there's no
hear you.
way. I feel like somewhere you let yourself really let yourself go. Okay, yeah.
She just believed she wanted to buy what he was selling and she bought it.
And she
she
bought it.
didn't use no
you paid
discernment.
a darn
She just
good price for it
and
too.
she paid.
80,000.
We pay for all of our mistakes.
I mean that
So-
that is a very big mistake. God bless her to try to get her life back together after that, because that is really
Because she
rough.
wouldn't trust nobody, would she?
No, she won't.
Mm-mm.
And that's the other part to this that we don't have time to even venture into, because we can talk about it all
I know
day.
We can talk about
we
this
really
all
been
day.
going all over the place.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
we tend, once you go through situations like that, it's hard for you to love, it's hard for you to trust, it's hard for you to really let yourself go with anybody after that, family, friends, anybody, because one person has messed up, and then you kick yourself a lot because you know that you really didn't make the right decision.
So get help, little lady in Atlanta.
Please.
The 80,000.
If y'all know that
You
woman,
need therapy.
get her some help, some
baby.
therapy or something.
Well,
Give her a
you
little
know,
change. See
yeah,
why you at
Moral
it.
of the story.
Moral of the story, and it has been so much fun. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Miss
you.
Wanda, you
Thank
can come here
you.
anytime
Yes,
you like.
I love it. I
this
love
was
working with
fun.
James. Thank you. Thank
We
you.
love to have you here. We're going to be back next week, same time at 6:00, only on the Voices of Change and iHeart Station. I want you to tune in and tell a friend. We want to build those numbers up, and you guys have a blessed week.
Woo, wonderful, good stuff. Absolutely marvelous.
The time is up already. I can't believe it.